Okay, as payers are phasing out unspecified codes and we're transitioning into ICD-10, really I think it's a good thing. The US is actually behind in the ICD-10 conversion effort. Other countries have been using ICD-10 for a while. And most of us know, obviously, if we're providing the most specific information regarding diseases, there's going to be better statistical data to collect. Currently, federally qualified health centers, they report data on UDS reports. Now with ICD-10, we're all going to be reporting, helping to be able to report, to collect that statistical data based on the diagnosis that we're using. Even think about it like with your hypertension codes. Many of us, coders, billers, and providers, we've used the 401.9, unspecified hypertension for our ICD-9 codes for a long time. Now, we actually need to state this is hypertension with renal manifestations. So we're providing a lot more information. So there's more information to draw on. I've read several studies that have said that with this information, they think it's going to make drug studies go faster, and they're going to be able to come up with new drugs because they're going to have numbers to see, okay, we have a lot of patients that are hypertensive that also have renal disease or some other type of disease with it, so that they're going to have that data to say this maybe is a priority over something else. So that may be a positive impact. Another thing is the way that we're paid. Currently, we code the diagnosis, we code the procedure, we're paid in a practice setting based on that, fee for service. We may see going forward that may change more to like a DRG or the way that they review the diagnosis and develop a fee schedule or payment based on that condition, more so than just that CPT code. With meaningful use, those of you who've been using meaningful use, you've been meeting core measures with your meaningful use. A lot of that is now going to be included in your ICD-10. So those codes will include those core measures that previously you had to report separately. And then fewer requests for medical records. I'm hoping that this is going to be something that we're going to see diminish. Many of us, especially those of you who are in practices that may do procedures that kind of ride the line that sometimes are considered not payable, might be cosmetic, but sometimes can be. I had a question earlier today about keloids, and these payers are not paying us when we do keloid removal. So now being able to report the diagnosis more accurately to say, yes, this is the diagnosis and these are the manifestations with that diagnosis, it shows medical necessity based on that ICD-10 code. So hopefully we won't be getting as many requests from payers to say, well, we want to review the records before we decide if this is medically necessary or not. And most of you know, once we have to do that, we submit the records. Sometimes we end up having to do that a few times. They get lost in the mail, the payer says they never received them, or then they receive them and say, we didn't get everything we needed. A lot of times that's money that gets lost because practices just don't have someone to continue to follow up on that. So I'm really hoping that ICD-10 is going to make a positive impact in this area.